A very good morning to my dear class 12 computer science students. Let us start our today's lecture, and today's topic is transmission media. So what is transmission media? It is also known as communication channels of a network through which the communication between the server and the client will take place. Okay, so the connecting media, or we can say the connecting cables, that will be known as your transmission media, or we can say the transmission channels. Okay, so whatever network we are using, according to that we will be selecting our transmission media. Okay, so now let us talk about LAN. If you are taking LAN as a network into consideration, so there we use the physical cables to connect the things. Okay, so there are copper conductors in the form of twisted pair cables or coaxial cables we have. So either we use twisted pair cables or we use coaxial cables to connect the LAN. LAN is a group of computers within a building or an office. Okay, so when we want to get connected these computers together or other devices together, so for that we should use twisted pair or coaxial cables. Fine, so let us see more detail about them. So this coaxial cable or the twisted pair cables, actually they are the physical medium, or we can say the guided medium. So we can classify the transmission medium or the communication medium into two categories, mainly the guided medium and the unguided medium. Guided medium means there will be wires, and unguided medium means the data will be, or the signals will be transmitted in the form of waves through air, water or vacuum. Okay, so there will not be any fixed path for your unguided medium. The data will be traveling through a unguided path, means the path is not fixed at all, so they will be traveling through the radio waves or the satellites or microwaves you should be used for the transmission of the data. So now we'll be discussing in detail first the guided media, and in guided media we have twisted pair cable. Like the cable we are using, the wires inside it, they are twisted with each other. Why? In order to cancel out the interference they are causing. Okay, because there can be a leak of signals from those wires. Okay, and those wires, their interference will be cancelled out. Like you see, the wires are twisted like this so that they may cancel out the interference or the crosstalk of each other, and nutshell will get the clear signal. Okay, so here the most commonly twisted pair cable we are using is of voice grade medium, VGM. Okay, when you are using voice grade medium, okay, so here basically the concept of telephone wiring comes. So in that we have a problem that will depend upon the cable that you are using, the length of it, the resistance and the capacitance. Okay, so depending upon this factor the problem may arise in the compatibility of the things. Okay, so for that reason LAN application they tend to use the higher quality cable, and that is known as data grade medium. Okay, initially we were using the voice grade medium, but in order to avoid the differences in these characteristics we have switched to data grade medium. Okay, the different types and categories of twisted pair cables, they have two things in common, like wires are in the pair form. Okay, like you can see, and more second is the pairs of the wire, they are twisted. Okay, so firstly the wires will be in the pair form. Okay, there will be a pair of wires, and moreover these wires will be twisted to each other so that to reduce the interference or the crosstalk, because of which the signal quality may get degraded. Fine. So the twisting of the wire is not only protecting the signals from the internal crosstalk or the interference we can say, but it also protects the external form of signals. Means external interference and internal interference both will be cancelled out if we are using this twisted pair concept. Okay, so what are the main advantages of the twisted pair cable? Firstly, it is simple, it is easy to install and maintain, it is physically flexible, it is low in weight, easy to connect, and it is very inexpensive. Okay, so now it also comes in two types, like this twisted pair cable, it can be shielded or unshielded. Okay, unshielded twisted pair cable, there will not be any inner shield, you can see, as we can see here. Okay, this shield is basically to avoid the interference. Okay, so this is the shielded twisted pair cable. Another shield is there. Okay, copper wires are basically inside it, and that is helping us to do the connectivity of the signals properly. So what are the disadvantages? Because of the high attenuation, it is capable of carrying signals over the long distances. It is not able to carry actually. Okay, so repeaters we need to use, because you know, see, with the passage of the time, if the distance is more, then the signal strength will get reduced. In order to maintain the signal strength, we must use a device that is known as repeaters. So what the repeater will do, it will repeat the signal again so that the signal can be further extended to long distance. Okay, and what other disadvantage it has low bandwidth capabilities, means it works on low bandwidth, and it can support data rate of 1 Mbps. Okay, without conditioning. If you will give conditioning, then it will support up to 10 Mbps. Okay, so maximum data rate by default it is providing up to 1 Mbps only. This is the main disadvantage. Okay, so now let us have a summary of unshielded twisted pair cable. Okay, there will not be any shielding. Fine. So there are different categories of the cables that we are using. Like Cat1 is the type category where this type of wire is used for voice grade communication only. There will not be able to send any data, we are able to send only voice here. Cat2, category 2, this type of cable is basically used for data grade transmission, but at a speed of 4 Mbps only. Category 3, this is also a data grade transmission. Okay, here you can transmit the data at the rate of 10 Mbps. Category 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So by maximum you can reach up to 40 Gbps when you are using category 8. Okay, you can transmit the data at the rate of 40 Gbps. Okay, next is your shielded twisted pair cable. So here shielding is provided. Okay, and maximum segment length, means it can support the signal strength up to 100 meters only. Advantage of STP over UTP. STP stands for shielded twisted pair over the unshielded twisted pair, that it offers great protection from the interference and crosstalk. So whatever problems we have faced in unshielded, that was like interference, outside interference, yeah, noise is there, because of which the signal quality get degraded. Okay, that was overcome in the shielded twisted pair cable, but because it was having shield inside it, so it was heavier and it was much more costlier than unshielded twisted pair cable. Okay, and it required grounding at the both ends. Okay, next is the coaxial cable. So in this type of cable, one solid wire is there that is surrounded by one or more foil of wires or shields, we can say. Okay, so further that was separated by some kind of plastic or insulator. Okay, so this is your conductor, then insulator, then wire mesh. So this wire mesh and this conductor is actually the main electronic components that is making this coaxial cable active. Okay, insulator is just to provide an insulation, and this is the outer shield only in order to provide it a better covering. Okay, and this coaxial cable actually has a high electrical properties, and it is suitable for the high speed communication, and it is less popular than twisted pair cable in the television for sending the television signals. Okay, and it is being used in the large corporations where the security systems are used up. And shared means advantages of this particular coaxial cable is, first is data transmission characteristics is better. Okay, it can be used in the shared cable network. Fine, and it offers high bandwidth, that is up to 400 Mbps. Okay, and it can be used for the broadband transmissions where the several channels can be transmitted simultaneously. Basically this coaxial cable is used in TV. When we have to transmit the TV signals, we are using this coaxial cable. Why it is known as coaxial, it is not written, but I'm telling you because it is sharing a common axis. Because you see this conductor and this wire mesh, they are sharing a common axis. That is why they are known as coaxial cables. Okay, so what are the disadvantages? First, that it is very expensive, and coaxial cables, they are not compatible with the twisted. If you try to combine twisted pair cable with the coaxial, it will not be having any compatibility. So there are two types of coaxial cable. One is your thick net, another one is your thin net. So thick net is why it is named thickness, because it is thick. Okay, so and it can cover up to 500 meters long, it can cover the distance. And thin net is the cable which is thin actually, and it can have maximum segment length up to 185 meters. Okay, and it can cover distance up to 185 meters only. Okay, fine. Next is optical fibers. So optical fiber, actually they consist of thin strands of glass like material, and they were constructed so that they can carry light from the source to one of the fiber to the detector at the other end. Okay, so basically we were using, the light source was LED or LDs. LD stands for laser diodes. So sources of light was light emitting diode, LEDs or LDs. So data is to be transmitted, okay, from this optical fiber, and data is basically in the form of light beams. Okay, and before it is transmitted, it is modulated. Okay, and which technique is being used? Frequency modulation is being used here. Okay, and when it is received, before it is received, it is demodulated. It offers a very good bandwidth. Okay, and the LED, for LEDs, the range between 20 to 150 Mbps. Okay, it offers data high data rates. Okay, how the structure of fiber cable is? Actually, it consists of three pieces. One is the core, second one is the cladding, and third one is the sheath. Okay, so core is basically, it is the glass or the plastic which through which the light travels, and then is the cladding. Cladding is basically the covering of the core, okay, that reflects the light back to the core. Fine. And then protective coating is there, which protects the fiber cable from the environment damage. Okay, what are the advantages of using the optical fiber cable? Immunity to electrical and magnetic interference is more, and it is much suitable wherever we are having the harsh environment conditions, we can say. Secure transmission is there. Okay, broadband transmission is there, and you will get good quality of data. And what are the disadvantages? Now that installation problem is there. Okay, special care has to be taken when we are installing the fiber optical cables. Okay, sometimes there is a problem of out of phase, receiver out of phase. Okay, because light is going out of the phase sometimes. Okay, and soldering that we are doing here for connecting optical fiber cables is difficult, and it is more expensive than other types of cables. Okay, so these are the disadvantages. Different types of optical cables are like single mode cable is there, and that can cover up to length of 2 kilometers, and bandwidth it can offer 100 Mbps. Second type of optical cable is multi-node. Okay, and the length segment it can be spread up to 100 kilometers, and bandwidth it offers 2 Gbps. So you can compare that maximum bandwidth and maximum segment length we are getting from this optical fiber cable, but problem is that it is very costly. Its setup installation is very difficult in comparison to others. So let us see this comparison table. In twisted pair cable we have seen two types: unshielded twisted pair cable and shielded twisted pair cable. Maximum length segment it can offer is 100 meters, and bandwidth it supports is 40 Gbps. Installation is easy, cost is cheap, and interference is high. Okay, Interference means disturbance. If we talk about shielded twisted pair cable, segment length is 100, again the same, but it supports a greater bandwidth, that is 500 mbps, and installation is not that much difficult. Cost is also moderate and interference is also moderate. If we talk about coaxial cable, it is being used in the telephone networks, it is used in the television network. Okay, so there are two types, thin net and thick net. Okay, maximum segment length is 185 and here it is 500. Maximum bandwidth, it is offering 10 mbps in both the cases. Installation is easy, here it is hard. Cost is cheap, it is moderate, and interference is moderate, and here interference is low. Okay, in fiber optic cable we have two types, like single node and multi node we have just read. And maximum segment length, it is covering up to 2 kilometers. You see, these data is the maximum. So maximum security, if it is required, you want to cover more distance and you want to have more bandwidth, and if you don't want to have any type of interference, then you must go with fiber optic, but its installation will be difficult and the cost will be high. Only these two are the disadvantages. If you don't have any problem in the installation, means you have the experts with you, and if you have enough money to install it, then definitely this fiber optical cable is the best option among these. Okay, though these two are cheap, but they do not offer that much bandwidth or that much segment length. Okay, so according to your money availability, okay, you can go with any of the cable. Next is your microwave or terrestrial microwave. So actually this is second type of transmission media, that is wireless, that is unguided. Okay, so microwave signals, they are basically used to transmit the data without the use of cable. I told you, without the physical medium will be transmitting the data here. Okay, and the data will be sent to for the long distance communication. Okay, so the microwave transmission basically consists of a transmitter, receiver, and the atmosphere. Okay, because the signals will be traveling through the in the form of microwaves. Okay, for this communication we need parabolic antennas in the shape of parabola they will be, and they will be mounted on the towers, and then there should be receiving antennas also to receive the signals. Okay, and they will work on the basis of the line of sight. It says they will be traveling in the straight path, and there should not be any materialistic obstacle in between them, and there should be any dish antenna to receive the signals. Okay, so parabola antenna or dish antenna has to be there at the sender side and at the receiver side also, in order to send and to receive the signals. So it can cover the distance of 100 kilometers. Okay, between two towers there can be a gap of 100 kilometers, and the height of the tower should be 100 meters at least. Okay, the more the height will be, the better the quality you will obtain. The advantages, it is cheaper. Why? Because there is no need of digging the earth, laying the cables, and maintaining the repeaters. It is not having any type of issues like that, and there is no problem of land acquisition rights. Means before that you need to take certain permissions to get installed this particular medium. There is no requirement as such. Okay, and it offers ease of communication over the terrains. Microwaves, basically they have the ability to communicate over oceans also. Okay, what are the disadvantages? Like it is insecure communication. Okay, signals, if you are transmitting through single antenna, sometimes the signals they get split up and they follow different paths, and because of that the signals sometimes go out of the phase, and this reduces the signal strength and quality ultimately. Okay, the weather conditions, it may affect the quality of the signals. When there is rainy season or thunderstorm is there, the quality may get degraded. Bandwidth allocation is extremely limited actually, and the design and maintenance cost is high. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of the microwave transmission. Next is your radio waves. Likewise, we have radio frequencies, okay, that has been allocated to some private business for the direct voice communication, like we have FM, AM. Okay, so we have different frequencies allocated to different private citizens or business users, and they can use that particular frequency for the transmission of their signals. Okay, so here we can means the data in the radio waves that is being transmitted in the form of continuous sine waves. Fine. And there any radio setup that is having two parts, mainly the transmitter and the receiver, and obviously the antennas are also required here to catch up the signals. So some receivers, they receive the radio signal, and the encoded message that was in the form of sine waves is taken up by them. Okay, or after that we have to read the disadvantages. Advantages: it offers mobility, it is cheaper, no need for having the land acquisition rights, it offers the ease of communication. Okay, so these are the advantages. What are the disadvantages? Insecure transmission or communication, we can say. Weather conditions may spoil the quality of the signal. Okay, next is your satellite. So sometimes satellite is the best option. Okay, when we have to cover the oceans, then we need to use this technology only. Okay, the frequency is higher here at the 3 megahertz we are actually working upon. It is for the microwave. Okay, so what is satellite communication? Actually, it is the special case of microwave relay system. Okay, so here we are using satellites to transmit the signals. Okay, instead of using the wires, fixed wires, there is no physical medium as such. It is actually providing voice, fax and data and video services also. Okay, so wherever we are dealing with the situations like any disaster has happened, in that case there is only option left with us is satellite, or we can say the microwave system. Okay, like some flooding is there, because of which all the physical wires that were there, means any guided medium was there, that will be totally dismantled, and we have to go with this satellite option only. So for the transmission of the signal, we need a device known as transponder. Okay, so this transponder is very helpful and capable of handling a full color and commercial TV transmission, and complete with audio facility also. So transponder is basically for the data transmission over the larger distance. Okay, security of the satellite transmission is usually provided by coding and encoding equipments. So the data remains safe. Whatever data we are transmitting, that will remain safe, because we are following coding and encoding of the encoding and decoding of the data actually. So what are the advantages? The area that it covers is quite large. Okay, maintenance is low, but initial setup is costly. Heavy usage of intercontinental traffic makes the satellite commercially attractive. Okay, it can cover large area of the earth. What are the disadvantages? Overcrowding of the available bandwidth. Because of that, antenna gains will be lowered. Okay, investment cost is high. Okay, losses are more when you go near to this limit. Okay, so what is unguided media? Otherwise, it contains infrared and laser waves also. So infrared lights, they are basically used in the TV remotes. Your TV remotes, your AC remotes, they are working on the same technology, that is infrared radiations. Okay, your wireless speakers also, they are working upon this technology. And it works on the site of light. Okay, line of sight actually. so it cannot penetrate the wall, and basically the infrared transmission is being used in PDAs also, personal digital assistants. Okay, so it is considered safe. Next is your laser. Laser is also an unguided medium. It also works on the direct line of sight. Okay, means it travels like that, the light is traveling in a straight line, there should not be any obstacle. Okay, so laser transmission actually requires the use of laser transmitter and a photosensitive receiver at the other end. Okay, so problem occurs when the weather is not clear, that laser light through which the data is traveling will not be able to cover the long distance if the weather is not clear. Okay, so next topic we'll be doing in our next lecture. Thank you so much.